what do you recommend then? Like, how did it look for you and your kids for the first 5 years of like nutrition wise / supplement tinctures? But like, what would you recommend to moms listening of like, hey, like I have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old who's maybe not adventurous in their palate, doesn't want, like, what would you recommend and how did that look like for you and your family?
I made congees because
What does that mean?
our firstborn was allergic to everything.
Okay.
Can you imagine? So I bear this kid who, like, given the first little bit of mushed organic pear at like 6 months old, gets these big, patches of dry skin. So I was like, oh my gosh, Tim, we're going to have to go to congees. So congees are a traditional Chinese rice-based water. Basically, they cook it overnight, but you can either make them savory or sweet. And it depends. So your sweet things are going to open the spleen and the stomach meridian for kids that have tummy issues, a hard time digesting. So I just put herbs in there, cooked them overnight with the congee, and gave him the water, and he just drank it. And that I knew he was getting nutrition. And I would do a brown rice congee or a white rice congee. Think of horchata, the Mexican rice drink.
I'm lost here.
You know what
So good. Yeah, it's good.
So good. It's so
It's
sweet
like
and
rice
yummy.
pudding, but in a drink form.
We've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yep. Yeah. So it's just like the taste of rice pudding, but in no rice.
If we
just
can
the
find a
drink.
recipe, we'll put it in the description for everybody to try it.
Okay, I can actually give you
Ooh,
a
okay.
congee
Excellent.
recipe. You just make it in your crock pot. So easy.
Okay.
And so Woody was also, once he weaned himself off of mommy's milk, he was allergic to many of the different types of milks. So you give them congee water, and then you can put different herbs in there, or just make straight congee water with a little bit of like barley sweetener.
Okay.
And it's kind of a milky color, and he just didn't know any different. And it strengthened his spleen and his digestion, and then pretty
Okay.
soon he was able to eat regular foods.
Okay.
So then that's very interesting because a lot of people think like, oh, my kid has allergies. They'll just never be able to eat this, or there's no way to like, heal or activate their spleen, or nobody really. Traditional doctors don't tell you that. They're just like, oh, nope, just no
Just don't eat
bananas,
it,
no
yeah.
bananas for the rest of his life, or
Right.
maybe they'll grow out of it. Which
Yeah.
I'm like, do you really grow out of allergies? Is it more like environmental? Like what? Okay.
Well, if you consider for a baby, the stomach spleen isn't finished developing until 9 to 12 months year old,
Okay.
right? So they're just under a year, so 9 to 12 months. And so their digestion isn't fully formed. And then if we're trying to give them, even high protein diets, it'll be a little bit harder to digest. Those are very cold on the digestion and actually close it down.
Okay.
So you want to have warming foods, and that will help the healing of the GI and help it grow. In fact, we're about to launch a baby product for just that. It's called Baby
Awesome.
Nourish.
amazing.
So you're getting a little preview. Do you want to see the
Yay.
box
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Let us see
it?
it.
Okay.
Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, your outfit's so cute.
Oh, thank
I love your
you.
pants.
So this is
that
Baby
is
Nourish.
cute.
Oh, that is cute.
And so, yes, this is just for what we're talking about. So there's
Yeah.
herbs in here that will warm the digestion, actually giving it the nutrients it needs so that it can develop as it's supposed to, and then be able to take nutrients from mommy's milk or from
Okay.
different foods. But it is an issue. And so a lot of this, yes, comes from my own experience as a mom, or that it was hard.
Yeah.
And that's what Tim and I have always said. Our job was to shorten the learning curve for other people if
Yeah.
we could.
Yeah.
That's
And
kind
share
of
the
our mission
information.
too, because
Because we're kind of first generation crunchy. I hate the term crunchy.
Yeah.
It's like overused now, but we're kind of first generation crunchy. Our moms did a great job. They did the best with the knowledge that they had. But we're really the ones that are like, okay, no, mama. I was an antibiotic kid
Okay.
because my mom wanted the best for me, and she thought she could trust the doctors. And if they said, oh, she needed
Yeah.
an she gave it. So now we're just flipping it a little more. But
Yeah.
if we can help stop some of the gut issues I have from hitting my children and my grandchildren and other people's children, that's the goal.
yeah.